Welcome back to the channel, collectors and coin lovers. Today we're diving into one of the most iconic treasures in American numismatic history, the legendary Liberty United States of America half-dollar D-Mint coin. If you're passionate about rare U.S. coins, valuable half-dollars, or searching for hidden coin treasures in your pocket change, then this video is exactly what you've been waiting for. The Liberty half-dollar, struck by the United States of America and proudly bearing the powerful motto, "In God We Trust," has captured the attention of collectors for generations. From the historic beauty of the walking Liberty half-dollar to the timeless elegance of the Franklin half-dollar, and even the famous Kennedy half-dollar, these coins are more than just currency. They are pieces of American history. But what makes the D-Mint mark so special? Coins minted in Denver, marked with the D, can sometimes be rarer, lower mintage, and far more valuable depending on the year and condition. Some high-grade D-Mint half-dollars have sold for thousands of dollars, and certain rare errors have shocked collectors at auctions. In today's episode of Coins for a Minute, we'll break down the history behind the Liberty half-dollar, the meaning of "In God We Trust" on U.S. coinage, why the D-Mint mark matters to collectors, key dates and rare varieties to look out for, and how to know if your half-dollar could be worth serious money. If you're a beginner coin collector, a serious numismatist, or someone who just found an old half-dollar and wants to know its value, this SEO-packed guide will give you the insights you need. So before we jump into the details, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because on this channel, we uncover the real value behind America's most valuable coins. Now let's get started and discover whether your Liberty half-dollar D-Mint coin could be the hidden gem that changes your collection forever. The 1972 D United States of America Kennedy half-dollar is one of the most searched modern American coins among collectors, investors, and coin roll hunters. Struck in 1972 at the Denver Mint, this historic half-dollar proudly displays the word Liberty across the top, the national motto "In God We Trust," and the powerful profile of President John F. Kennedy. This coin represents American history, patriotism, and a transitional era in U.S. coinage. If you are searching for the true value of a 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar, rare errors, mint mark varieties, or whether it is worth more than face value, this detailed guide will give you everything you need to know. The 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar was produced at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the small D mint mark located just above the date on the obverse of the coin. The obverse features the left-facing portrait of President Kennedy designed by Gilroy Roberts, while the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, showcases the presidential seal of the United States with a heraldic eagle holding arrows and an olive branch. Around the eagle you will see the inscriptions "United States of America" and half-dollar, along with the Latin motto "E pluribus unum." These design elements make the coin instantly recognizable and highly collectible. Unlike earlier Kennedy half-dollars minted between 1964 and 1970 that contained silver, the 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar is composed of a copper-nickel-clad composition, contains no silver content. The coin is made of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. It weighs approximately 11.34 grams and has a diameter of 30.6 millimeters. Because it does not contain silver, its base value is typically its face value of 50 cents unless it is in high grade or has a rare mint error. The mintage of the 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar was very high, with over 141 million coins struck at the Denver Mint. Because of this large production number, the coin is considered common in circulated condition. Most examples found in pocket change or bank rolls will be worth face value. However, uncirculated specimens in mint state condition can carry a premium. Coins graded MS-63, MS-64, or higher by professional grading services can sell for significantly more than 50 cents, especially if they have strong luster, minimal contact marks, and sharp details. Collectors often search for high-grade examples of the 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar because condition rarity plays a major role in value. In grades such as MS-65 and above, the coin becomes much scarcer. A well-preserved coin with bright original mint luster, clean fields, and strong strike detail on Kennedy's hair and the eagle's feathers can command higher prices in the collector market. Coins certified by grading companies such as PCGS or NGC tend to attract more serious buyers because the condition is officially verified. Error coins are another reason why the 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar can become valuable. Collectors actively look for off-center strikes, double die errors, clipped planchets, and die cracks. A dramatic off-center strike where part of the design is missing can significantly increase the coin's value depending on how much of the design remains visible. Double die errors, where the lettering or date appears doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process, are especially desirable. Even minor die cracks or cut errors can add collectible appeal if they are clearly visible. When evaluating a 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar, always examine the coin under proper lighting. Look closely at the mint mark area above the date to confirm it is indeed a Denver issue. Inspect the high points of the design such as Kennedy's cheek, jawline, and hair for wear. On the reverse, check the eagle's breast and wings for detail. The sharper and more defined these features are, the higher the potential grade. Coins with heavy scratches, dull surfaces, or significant wear will remain close to face value. The historical significance of the Kennedy half-dollar series adds emotional and patriotic value beyond its metal composition. The series began in 1964 shortly after the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, and it quickly became a symbol of national remembrance. By 1972, the coin was already well established in American circulation, although half-dollars were gradually disappearing from everyday use. This makes bank-searched examples exciting finds for collectors who enjoy the thrill of discovery. Another important factor is eye appeal. Two coins with the same technical grade can sell for different prices based on overall visual attractiveness. Toning, if natural and appealing, can increase value. Some 1972 D Kennedy half-dollars develop rainbow toning or soft golden hues over time, making them more desirable to collectors who appreciate aesthetic beauty. However, artificial toning or cleaned surfaces can reduce value significantly. If you are wondering whether your 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar could be rare, the answer depends primarily on condition and errors. In circulated grades, it is generally common. In high mint state grades or with dramatic mint errors, it can be worth many times face value. Searching through rolls from banks, estate collections, or old coin jars can sometimes reveal uncirculated pieces that were saved decades ago and never heavily handled. For long-term collectors, the 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar represents an affordable entry into U.S. numismatics. It is widely available, historically meaningful, and part of an iconic American coin series. While it may not make someone instantly wealthy in most cases, the excitement of discovering a high-grade or error example keeps collectors motivated. Understanding mintage numbers, composition, grading standards, and market demand is the key to determining its true worth. Whether you are a beginner collector, an experienced numismatist, or someone who simply found this coin in circulation, the 1972 D United States of America Kennedy half-dollar remains a fascinating piece of American coin history. Always examine your coin carefully, consider professional grading for high-quality examples, and stay informed about market trends. Sometimes the true value of a coin is not just in its price, but in the history and story it carries from one generation to the next. The 1973 D United States of America Kennedy half-dollar is one of those coins that many people overlook, but serious collectors know it carries history, detail, and hidden potential. Struck in 1973 at the Denver Mint, this impressive 50-cent piece continues the powerful legacy of the Kennedy half-dollar series. Featuring the bold portrait of President John F. Kennedy, this coin represents not just currency, but a symbol of American pride, remembrance, and resilience. The words "Liberty" across the top and "In God We Trust" below the portrait stand out clearly, reminding collectors of the strong national identity embedded in U.S. coinage. The 1973 D Kennedy half-dollar was minted in Denver, which is indicated by the small D mint mark located on the obverse, just below Kennedy's neck and above the date. The Denver Mint produced millions of these coins in 1973, making it a high mintage issue. However, even though it was produced in large numbers, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is not as common as people might think. Many of these coins entered circulation and were used in everyday transactions during the 1970s, which means high-grade examples today can command stronger interest among collectors. This coin is composed of a copper-nickel clad composition, unlike the earlier 1964 version, which contained 90% silver. By 1973, the United States Mint had fully transitioned the half-dollar to a clad structure consisting of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs approximately 11.34 grams and measures 30.6 millimeters in diameter, giving it that large, heavy feel that collectors appreciate. The reeded edge adds to its classic appearance and prevents shaving or tampering, maintaining the integrity of the design. On the reverse side, you will see the striking presidential seal design created by Frank Gasparo. The heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and an olive branch, symbolizes strength and peace. Above the eagle are stars arranged in a circular pattern, and the inscriptions United States of America and half-dollar frame the design. This reverse has remained iconic throughout much of the Kennedy half-dollar series, making it instantly recognizable to collectors around the world. When discussing the value of a 1973 Kennedy half-dollar, condition plays the most important role. Circulated examples are generally worth face value or slightly above, since they contain no silver. However, uncirculated coins graded MS-63, MS-64, or higher can attract collector premiums. Coins graded MS-65 and above, especially with strong luster and minimal contact marks, can sell for significantly more. Additionally, coins with exceptional eye appeal or those certified by respected grading services often generate higher demand in the numismatic market. Another exciting factor for collectors is the possibility of errors and varieties. While the 1973 D is not widely known for dramatic error varieties, collectors always look for double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or other minting anomalies. Even small die cracks or unusual strike characteristics can increase desirability if authenticated. Carefully examining your coin under magnification could reveal small details that make it more unique than a standard example. The historical context of 1973 also adds interest. America in the early 1970s was experiencing economic changes, cultural shifts, and political developments. Coins from this era circulated during a time of transition in U.S. history. Holding a 1973 D Kennedy half-dollar is like holding a small piece of that period. It connects collectors not only to President Kennedy's legacy, but also to the broader story of the United States during that decade. Many collectors choose to build complete date and mint collections of Kennedy half-dollars, and the 1973 D is an essential part of that set. Although it is not rare in circulated grades, completing a high-quality set requires patience and careful selection. Matching luster, strike sharpness, and surface preservation across multiple years can be a rewarding challenge. This makes even common dates like 1973 D meaningful in the overall collection. If you are searching rolls of half-dollars from banks or buying collections, the 1973 D is a coin you will likely encounter. While it may not contain silver, it still holds collector interest. Some enthusiasts also preserve brilliant uncirculated rolls from the original mint packaging, which can carry additional value if they remain unopened or in pristine condition. In today's coin market, the 1973 D Kennedy half-dollar stands as a reminder that not every valuable coin must be silver or gold. Sometimes value lies in condition, rarity in high grades, historical connection, and collector demand. Carefully check the mint mark, examine the surfaces under good lighting, and consider professional grading if your coin appears flawless. Whether you are a beginner collector or building an advanced Kennedy set, the 1973 D half-dollar remains an important and fascinating piece of American numismatic history. 4D United States of America Kennedy half-dollar is a powerful symbol of American history, patriotism, and numismatic value. Struck at the famous United States Mint in Denver, this coin carries the D mint mark and represents an era when half-dollars were still widely recognized but slowly disappearing from everyday circulation. The Kennedy half-dollar series began in 1964 to honor the legacy of President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination. By 1974, the coin had already transitioned from its original 90% silver composition of 1964 to a copper-nickel clad format. The 1974 D. Kennedy half dollar is composed of outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This means it contains no silver, yet it remains highly collectible due to its historical importance, condition rarity, and potential mint errors. On the obverse, you'll see the bold portrait of President Kennedy facing left, designed by Gilroy Roberts. The word Liberty stretches along the top rim, while In God We Trust appears below the chin area, split by the neck truncation. The year 1974 is clearly displayed at the bottom. On coins struck in Denver, the small D mint mark can be found just above the date. Every detail of this design reflects American pride and the artistic excellence of the United States Mint during the 1970s. The reverse design, created by Frank Gasparo, features the presidential seal of the United States. A majestic eagle spreads its wings while holding an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and strength. Surrounding the eagle are 50 stars representing the states. The inscriptions United States of America and half dollar frame the outer edge. This powerful imagery makes the 1974 D. Kennedy half dollar not just currency, but a statement of national identity. When it comes to mintage, the Denver Mint produced over 79 million 1974 D. Kennedy half dollars. Because of this high production number, circulated examples are generally affordable and often valued close to face value or slightly above. However, condition is everything in coin collecting. A heavily circulated coin with scratches, dull luster, and worn details may only be worth a small premium, while an uncirculated coin with full mint luster can command significantly higher prices. The real excitement begins when we talk about high-grade examples. Coins graded MS65, MS66, or higher by professional grading services can sell for impressive amounts compared to face value. In pristine mint state condition, especially those with strong eye appeal and sharp strike details, the 1974 D. Kennedy half dollar becomes much more desirable. Collectors building registry sets are always searching for top population coins, and that demand pushes prices upward. Another factor that increases value is mint errors. Some 1974 D. Kennedy half dollars have been discovered with off-center strikes, double die features, clipped planchets, or die cracks. A dramatic mint error can turn an ordinary 50-cent coin into a highly sought-after collectible worth many times its original value. Error coins are unique because no two are exactly alike, making them especially attractive to serious collectors. It's also important to understand the broader context of the 1970s coin market. By 1974, Americans were no longer hoarding half dollars for silver content, since the silver had already been removed from circulation issues after 1970. As a result, many 1974 D halves entered circulation but were not used as heavily as quarters or dimes. This means that finding higher-grade circulated examples today is not impossible, but truly flawless uncirculated pieces are much harder to locate than many people expect. Collectors often search bank rolls, estate sales, and coin shows hoping to discover a hidden gem. While most 1974 D. Kennedy half dollars will not make anyone instantly wealthy, the possibility of finding a superb mint state example or rare error keeps the excitement alive. The coin's connection to President Kennedy adds emotional and historical value that goes beyond simple metal content. From a technical perspective, the coin weighs 11.34 grams and measures 30.6 millimeters in diameter. It has a reeded edge, which helps prevent counterfeiting and adds to its distinctive appearance. The clad composition gives it a silver-like shine when uncirculated, but over time circulated pieces develop a softer gray tone. Learning to identify original mint luster versus clean surfaces is crucial for protecting your investment. If you are building a complete Kennedy half-dollar collection, the 1974 D is an essential piece. It represents the mid-clad era of the series and fills an important slot in any album. While it may not be the rarest date, it offers collectors an affordable opportunity to pursue high-grade perfection. The thrill of upgrading your collection from an average circulated example to a blazing uncirculated specimen is part of what makes coin collecting so addictive. In today's market, most circulated 1974 D. Kennedy half dollars trade between face value and a small premium. Uncirculated examples may range from a few dollars to significantly more depending on grade. Professionally graded top-condition coins can reach much higher price levels, especially if demand among collectors increases. As always, authentication and grading from reputable services add confidence and liquidity when buying or selling. The 1974 United States of America Kennedy half-dollar stands as a reminder of American resilience, history, and craftsmanship. Whether you are a beginner collector or an experienced numismatist, this coin offers history in your hands. Its bold liberty, powerful in God we trust, and iconic eagle design continue to capture attention decades after it was minted. Every detail tells a story, and every preserved high-grade example keeps that story alive for future generations of collectors. If you have a 1989 United States of America Kennedy half-dollar in your collection, you might be holding a fascinating piece of modern American coin history. The Kennedy half-dollar is one of the most recognized coins ever produced by the United States Mint, and the 1989 issue continues that legacy with strong collector interest. Featuring the bold word liberty across the top, the national motto "In God We Trust," and the powerful profile of President John F. Kennedy. This coin represents history, artistry, and patriotic pride all in one design. The 1989 Kennedy half-dollar was struck at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the small D mint mark located on the obverse near the date. Unlike the early 1964 silver version, the 1989 coin is composed of copper-nickel clad, meaning it contains no silver. However, that does not mean it lacks value. In fact, high-grade uncirculated examples and coins with strong luster can command impressive premiums among collectors searching for pristine modern half-dollars. The obverse design was created by Gilroy Roberts, featuring a left-facing portrait of President John F. Kennedy. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, showcases the presidential seal with a heraldic eagle holding arrows and an olive branch. Surrounding the eagle are the words United States of America and half-dollar. Above the eagle's head are stars representing the states of the Union, symbolizing strength and unity. In 1989, millions of these half-dollars were minted in Denver, making them common in circulated condition. Because of this high mintage, most worn examples are generally worth face value. However, condition is everything in coin collecting. Coins graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services can be significantly more valuable than circulated pieces. Sharp details in Kennedy's hair, a strong strike on the eagle's feathers, and brilliant mint luster are key factors that increase desirability. Collectors often search for errors and varieties within the 1989 Kennedy half-dollar series. While no major widely known dramatic error dominates this date, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and double strikes can dramatically raise a coin's value. Even subtle die polishing lines or unusual toning patterns can attract niche collectors. Natural rainbow toning developed over decades in mint sets can especially increase appeal and market price. The 1989 coin was primarily issued for circulation, but many examples were also preserved in official mint sets. Coins from original government packaging typically have better surfaces and fewer contact marks. If you own one still sealed in its original mint packaging, it may have a higher chance of grading at a premium level. Professional grading by companies such as PCGS or NGC can authenticate condition and assign a numeric grade that determines market value. One important factor influencing value is demand for modern-clad half-dollars. While not widely used in daily commerce today, the Kennedy half-dollar remains popular with collectors completing date and mint collections. The 1989 is a necessary piece for anyone building a complete run from 1964 to present. Because of that steady demand, high-grade examples continue to trade actively in coin markets and online auctions. When evaluating your 1989 Kennedy half-dollar, examine the coin under proper lighting. Look for full detail in Kennedy's hair above the ear, clean fields free from scratches, and strong definition in the eagle's shield lines. Coins that appear dull or heavily marked will typically stay near face value. Bright, sharply struck coins with minimal contact marks can be worth several dollars or more depending on grade and market trends. Storage also plays a major role in preserving value. Keeping the coin in a protective holder, away from humidity and direct handling, helps maintain its condition. Avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can permanently damage the surface and reduce its collector appeal. Even light polishing can remove original mint luster and lower the coin's grade significantly. The historical importance of the Kennedy half-dollar series adds emotional value beyond monetary worth. First introduced in 1964, following the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy, the coin quickly became a symbol of remembrance and national unity. By 1989, the series had already been in production for 25 years, continuing to honor Kennedy's legacy across generations of Americans. Market value for a typical circulated 1989 D. Kennedy half-dollar generally remains at 50 cents. Uncirculated examples may range from a few dollars upward, while superb gem specimens in top certified grades can command much stronger prices in the collector market. Error coins, if authenticated, can sometimes reach even higher amounts depending on rarity and visual appeal. For coin collectors, the 1989 D. Kennedy half-dollar represents an accessible yet historically rich collectible. Whether you are searching pocket change, reviewing old bank rolls, or exploring inherited collections, this coin is worth examining closely. While it may not instantly make someone wealthy, a high-quality example or rare mint error could certainly surprise you with added value. Understanding mint marks, composition, grading standards, and preservation techniques is essential when evaluating any United States coin. The 1989 D. Kennedy half-dollar stands as a reminder that even modern coins can hold collectible significance when preserved in exceptional condition. Always research current market trends and consider professional appraisal if you believe your coin may be a high-grade or error specimen. In the world of numismatics, knowledge is power.